The Inquisitor wants to take away everything we lived for and were proud of.
But encountering that did not make it more obvious, because now I'm just torn between, is that an alternate, is that the real origin, or is it just another mutation of the same origin? And I've never bothered to look into it. I can barely hold on to the memory of my mother. 2 women are living in me now. I think I'm beginning to understand her, my dear, my beloved mother. I'm starting to sense her thoughts and moods, the feeling that used to drive her. Will you tell me? Don't you know that the day before yesterday, the sparkling soul of my beloved mother, her memory, has been removed from the focus of the crucible to keep the memory of Simon, murdered by Reuben. Do you realize what this means? I don't. They renounce her, Uncle Georgie, and even... I cannot believe this. My dear father, he loved her so much. 11 years have passed since the day she died. But she still loves her. But he still loved her, as if she was alive. That's a hell of a face she's making, by the way. I'm just really distracted by that. This is what people look like. He talked to her almost daily, listening to her memory, and then they killed her. I don't understand. They forgot my dear mother, my uncle. What can you expect? He is a ruler and a fanatic. His duty is to preserve the memory of the great Simon for the benefit of the town, and he never cared for my mother all that much anyway. But father, how could he betray her like this? Calm down, Maria. But the worst is my spiteful little brother. I want nothing to do with him. Had he not been so stubborn, had he left the polyhedron, no one would have had to expel my mother from the focus. Simon would have ascended the throne without further ado, and everyone would have been happy. And 1,000 children would have been thrown out to the street to die? Let 1,000,000 of them die, if only to save my mom. They're not worth her little finger. Don't say so. And it's not like brother is concerned about them. He's only concerned about his game. He has built himself a toy kingdom to reign supreme. He locked himself there for his own whims, not for the children. Don't cry, Maria. And then she's smiling again.
Yes.
You're so tired, Daniel. You're just not showing it. I see how exhausted you are. Yes. All I want is to survive for 4 more days. The rest doesn't matter. Just for 4 more days. Interesting. Even the letter count on the interface doesn't account for 4 more days. It's a bit longer than that. See, what should I do? I should probably make my way to the theater, which is right there, which kind of leads to a chain reaction of me probably wanting to go to Ogimski's, but also, like, visit the pub to get my coffee, and Sabarov, even though my objective is actually to go down here. Maybe I should go down there first, grab the map, and if this area is clear of infection, go this path up to get a bunch of loot on the way to visiting other characters. I'll probably go to the theater, then both Olgimskis. That'll probably be my first goal. While hoping to not be overly assaulted in the process. Why do you cry, baby? Why do you cry, earth, air, baby, disease? Spectral crying baby. Not sure what to make of crying baby. I would like to barter, sir. You have veggies. Okie dokie. Why not? But I cannot afford the... Oh, I can't afford the veggies. Boink. Food acquired. So much food. On one hand, I constantly want to be able to move faster because you move so slowly in this game, but on the other hand, moving faster would be incredibly dangerous. Could you not? Boy, is that uncomfortable how it just goes right up into your face. Hopefully not. You're screwed if you're being chased by anything else, which happens a lot. Your mobility is... Fuck you! God damn it. Way to fucking prove me right on the fly. God damn it. It's so frustrating. Like they added a new cloud plague that chases you. Ah! I was being chased by two things at once probably, wasn't I? Jesus, man. Give me a break for like 5 seconds. I stopped to avoid the nightmare angel plague, and then I just get chased by something else in the process. Because stopping moving is dangerous. I looked around and I didn't see that one coming. God damn. Rude. Howdy, food man, who has no food. Interesting. Interesting how you have no food. Infection's pretty up there. Exhaustion's already getting a little up there. Alright, my immunity's up. Yeah, that's the big exhaustion spiker. Now my health is halfway down from all the other things I'm doing. Off to a good start. Alright. Probably just gonna have to start buying bandages. Probably have to start buying bandages and tourniquets from stores, because I cannot find enough drunks to get them from. Ah. Guys, look at it. It's just normal color. You have to savor the moments when you get to see the normal color of the world again. It used to be the normal... This used to be what the game always looked like, but that's become very rare. Now the game is 500 layers of poop. And the air itself attacks you. You're welcome, friendo. Alright, let's just be ready for you. God damn it. What is your attack range exactly? I can't tell to this day. I also never want my character to do the swing. I want him to exclusively jab every single time. It's just so much more reliable as an attack. But I can't make him do it. This isn't Morrowind this isn't like Morrowind or Kingdom Come Deliverance where like you press a direction button and different attacks happen. You just kind of get what you get. Hello, do you sell bandages? Also, how do you run every store? What is that? A bandage set. A set of bandaging equipment, bandages, tourniquets, splints, antiseptics, very useful for recovery after a traumatic injury. Allows you to stop bleeding, disinfect wounds, support injured joints, damaged tissue. I assume it's just a really big healing item, which is encouraging. Everything seems unusually cheap at the moment. Huh. Halves the level of infection. Do I just want to go all in on this stuff? Fuck, man! Tourniquets are really expensive. Those aren't even that strong. Whereas this is probably significantly stronger than a normal bandage, and it's 1800. You'd think the tourniquets would be way cheaper by comparison. Man. I don't think I'm really in any... I'm not really in a hurry to sell anything. I don't really get a lot of... You don't get a lot of vendor garbage in this game, usually. It's usually not what I would identify most of the items as being. Instead, I'd identify them as being more like... trading fodder. Stuff you trade with the random villagers, but never with the vendors. Ah, the infection's right over there. Our stint with health was short-lived. What time is it? We're fine. I can do my little tour. Click, click. Just want to loop around behind. Hopefully the fact that there's infection like right over there doesn't mean that like a spooky cloud runs at me through the wall. That wouldn't be very nice, Mr. Cloud. Please don't do that, Mr. Cloud. I do wonder whether the game expects me to use lanterns more often than I have been. Because I've just been walking around in the dark. I'm not psyched about giving the audience like a gray video, but I'm also not psyched about spending money on a fuel source just so that we can see a little better when we can already see perfectly fine. Kind of makes me wonder if the game's not as dark as it's supposed to be, or if the game's going to send me into a dark cave later where I need the lantern oil significantly more. I guess we'll see. We're already talking about digging underground to find the sickness in the first place, so that indicates that I might have to go underground for a mission. Or explore a well or something, or both. The two could be inherently related.
I know how celestial bodies work. I know the logic of numbers.
Yes, Mom.
Solid bodies drown in water. It's a law. Life breaks into particles and is reborn again. It is a law.
Do you see now how many mysteries the Earth holds? The more terrifying the mystery, the deeper it lies, and the fewer wells can reach them.
You can trick anyone but me, the emissary of the powers that be. I know how this world had been built. I know how its life works. I know the laws it operates under. It's supposed to be very simple and proportional.
True, Mom. That's what it's supposed to be.
True, Mom. That is what it's supposed to be.
So let it be. It's not the end of the world. It's just an epidemic. It's gone out of proportion. The law will prevail. I'll restore the balance. Not all is lost. I know where the root of this evil lies.
They are just continually the strangest cutscenes. I think they're going for like an electronic breathing sound with that.
The army arrives tomorrow. That's not the train we were waiting for.
He has new dialogue for once, doesn't he? I think.
See who my audience is now. They rarely applaud. They never call encore. But they also never boo us. And as you can see, we have a full house every night.
Yes, this whole ordeal is surreal, but you seem unfazed by it. I don't remember if that was new or not. I might have just not checked with him for a while. He's so not involved in anything, it's just bizarre. Hey, please, 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 please. Yay! You get a reward. How come this place never runs out of use sots? You've been ordered to stay in. That's what I'm saying. Drunks are always lucky. As the folk's wisdom goes, it's the same here, too. How can the bacteria survive inside you when you're pouring so much twirine down your throat? Why do you think it's bacteria? What else could it be? What else is causing them fevers? a dire beast called Microbe, shaggy in image, fangy in jaws, scary in manner, smallish in size though, which is a relief, has a knack for reproduction. Am I right, Professor? It's most likely a virus, and no spirit is deep enough to drown it. You are, of course, an educated man, a man of academia, so to speak. Not even so to speak, just literally, just actually okay. But I would argue otherwise. Take my father-in-law, drank like a fish that would then crawl under the table, mindlessly, and no plague would get to him, never. Not to mention flu, 5 years ago, when it happened for the first time. He survived. It's a coincidence. Oh, he was so appalled by my conflicting opinion, he decided to completely change direction and go a different way. As a, you know what? I didn't want to go that way anyway. I was just bored or something. I just want to get to Olgimpsky. You can't catch me, rat. Wow, that rat actually ignored me. Weird. I'm used to that option where the rat just ignores me.
Someone will have to be punished for this sin.
My path is long and hard. Be strong. The clock struck 5. And south we go. Thankfully, right back out of this infection zone. Thank you, video game. Oh, we're back at the park. Wow. Yeah, I guess so. It is interesting how the whole place just gets smaller and smaller in my head, and like some of these locations get so familiar over time. And did I buy all their stock or something recently? Like so recently they didn't have time to restock? I get surprised by somehow by how close Olgimpsky is to the theater, and then how close Olgimpsky is to the park, which is then right across that is the other Olgimpsky, and so on. I just got some nuts, but not from the box. I just got them, just walking around. They generate into my inventory as if by magic. Why are these empty? It's the next day. Did I sleep too little? Oh no, there's one. They're just rare, it seems. It's worrying in the moment because I'm sitting there thinking, oh no, have I just been here so recently that they've all not been refilled? Because I probably went here sometime tonight already. But nope. Just a string of bad luck where a bunch of them in a row will have nothing in them. Constantly don't want to talk to this guy because he's the sick one. Just vaguely worried that he might spread to me. And I don't think he was confirmed as really being an NPC that had any daily dialogue. Somewhere around here there's an exploding McDickface. Heard him. I heard the explosions. Always there, being a dick. Is that an infected district right there? Yep. I think that was infected yesterday, so it's probably a crime area today.
Don't tell me that's not what you were expecting.
Right. You undoubtedly have a lot of questions in mind, but they'll have to wait. Except for one, the most pressing, and dare I say, painful concern. We've lost enough time as it is. The crud's not going to wait, is it? And your visit to the termitary. All in all, there's no point in putting it off. The crud? I'll have you know that a certain informer of mine, a trustworthy source despite being a worm, has told me that there's a flow of fake panacea coming out of the termitary. I'll be honest with you, this is encroaching upon my interests, so I'm turning to you to help. This concerns you as well, after all. And what are your interests? It's all very simple. Panacea will always be in short supply. That much is obvious. My dear friend Burke, the highest authority on this, claims he'll be able to produce 15 batches at best. I'm interested in seeing them find their way into the right hands. Are you sure a real panacea even exists? Oh yes, it does. Since yesterday, I've checked. The Inquisitor is aware, by the way, although it's being kept secret for now, for obvious reasons. Alright, and what do you know about those remedy makers? Truth is, the slime balls are backing themselves up with, yes, your own good name. They claim that the recipe is yours, and even provide some, proof of authorship. I don't know what exactly that is, but really, your name is actually proof enough for the general crowd. They're rather naive. And the heart incident has already become common knowledge, in certain circles at least. The heart incident was Burke's handiwork, I had nothing to do with it. Well, in any case, they're procuring live hearts, of which there's no shortage in the termitary now, and preparing the potions right in front of their buyers. You can imagine the resulting product. I've heard you loud and clear. So they're saying they've set up a shop in the termitary, right? My informer said it's one of the rooms in the long block. He hasn't seen it himself. I'll find the lowlives. Then I'll return to you, and we're going to have a long and unpleasant conversation.
Have you heard? The military arrived.
Map, please. Ah, it's a good day to be on that side of the map, which is where I'm going to spend a lot of my time. Yeah. Yep. Alright, so that'll be my convenient way to go up to... I'll visit with Saburov out of habit, and I'll make a point to, yeah, I'll go to Stamatin to get the coffee. That's probably why I mixed them up, is Saburov and Stamatin are right next to each other on the map, in addition to the similar name cadence. Wow. The entire left island is just entirely infected. All of it. Great. Yeah, I'd rather not.
We promise according to our hopes. We perform according to our fears.
But you haven't left. That certainly does you credit. Why did you fill your well up with earth? Can I please just refuse to answer that question? If I am not mistaken, since yesterday, you're no longer the authorized envoy of the powers that be in this town. You can, but that would be the end of our cordial relations. You refusing would suggest a simple conclusion. You dug up something nasty. You dug up some nasty thing that bred bacteria, and are now bearing the traces of your crime. I value our relations, and their cordiality, Dr. Denkovsky. You're not as far off the mark as I would have preferred. But I didn't bury anything. I filled the well up because it's no longer required, and that is as much as I'm going to tell you. If you value our relations, tell me what you are looking for underground. Tough luck, Doctor. I don't trust you. My confession wouldn't be of any use to you, but it could raise too much noise. You'll draw all the wrong conclusions. The consequences could be tragic, especially if the Inquisitor and the Commander get involved. They will, that much I can guarantee you. Ooh. Here lives an old enemy of the Ogimskis. Since they decided to stand against me, perhaps Aspity can be in my ally for the time being. Oh, he's gonna like that. Go talk to Aspity.
Have you heard? The military arrives tomorrow.
Your work seems to be done. Not quite. One work is done, but another is only beginning. Not this again. Why do you insist on being so vague? Now is not the time for insinuations. We're going to have a common enemy tomorrow. What do you want from me? Cooperation? I have an ally already. It's an Artemi Burke. He acts in our family's best interests. As for you, you are now the Inquisitor's most trusted man. Are you implying that she doesn't trust Burke? She doesn't. Burke has unknowingly crossed her. In fact, if matters continue to develop as they are now, Burke's actions are going to spell Aglaya's death sentence. Unless you interfere, of course. I will, rest assured.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's all full up now. It was... He went to all that trouble to make a well, and now it's full. And I'm just supposed to just buy it. Yay, that's the one I'm talking about. Boop. Ah. Ah. What the fuck? Was that always there? What the fuck? This happens when I zoom out. This is the normal zoom. Boop. Going by this, I would say this is the polyhedron, this is the cathedral, this is the theater, this is the factories, this is the abattoir. I mean, I guess you could say that this is like the legs or something. It's a little nonsensical. This is just a mush of contents. Just where all the people live, I guess. Interesting. Is it just happening because I'm standing there? No, it happens when I zoom out. Have I ever done that before? Have I ever done that before or not? Shit. I mean, it was pretty obvious that there's supposed to be a connection drawn between the cow image and the map, with their rampant similarity in shape. But I don't think I've ever seen that. Where you zoom out and it just gives you the cow map right there. That makes it really explicit. That had to be a pretty confusing exchange if you were like asking for a map of the area and they just were like, here you go. Here's a picture of a cow. That's not the sound I heard a second ago, was it? Did I get a letter? Nope. Thought I got a letter for a second there. I'm not sure if there's a reason to visit Bad Grief unless the game tells me to. I'm kind of shying away from that. Interesting. The sign's still up. Is that just up because they were trying to say no trains? I gotta say, with how much inertia trains have and how hard they are to start and stop, I don't think that anyone's gonna be able to see that blockage and be able to stop in time. They're just gonna crash through it. Guess I'm already on path to go talk to Aspity. Let's take a side path because there's some. Yep. There's always some containers here. And I'm consistent about seeking out these containers. Hey, a repairman. Would you like employment today, kind sir? And click, click, click.